Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. In this video today we will speak about what happened in Mecca lately, and we heard about more than 700 Muslim die seeking Allah, and instead of seeking Allah they've been stepped on by other Muslims. Now for sure we are not really happy to see such a thing, and it is really sad to see a human being is so naive and so stupid to risk his life to do something stupid like this. So first of all, we are not Muslims who enjoy the death of others. We are not Muslims who dance on 9/11, and we will not dance for the death of 700 or 800 Muslims. However, when Saudi Arabia is saying there is 717 people die, I believe the number is a lot bigger than this, because this is the nature of the Arab. When they say 10 die, it means there's 100. Anything is negative, they try to shrink it. Anything is positive, they try to exaggerate with it. And they learned that from Muhammad himself. As an example, if you see the Quran speak about the night of the Al-Qadr. That night, Muhammad, he said, if you pray in that night, is better than 1,000 nights. For sure, that is a stupid exaggeration, because that means if you pray at that night, it's better than praying for 83 years. So simply Muhammad, because he was making poetry, he don't care really for the meaning, exaggerating with the number, and he himself actually do not even know which night is that night is. You believe it or not, he do not know. Muslims do not know. So he said one night is better than 83 years. So Muslims, they do the same. They always exaggerate with numbers when the numbers are for their benefit, and they are always shrink those numbers if the numbers are negative. So when they say 700 people die, I will not be surprised if it is 2,000, 3,000. Now, the question is, because many of you just listen to the news and do not go deep. You see, me myself, I learned to go and think about things deeply. And I want to share this with you to show you that this is additional proof that Islam is a false religion. Now, the proof Islam is a false religion not because 700 people die. No. Alright? Accidents can happen everywhere. You can be going to the church and you are a Christian, an accident happened to you and you die. That is not really the proof. So what is the proof I'm talking about? See, when the pagan Muhammad, he followed the pagan before him, the pagan Arab, because all of those rituals are pagan Arab rituals. And Muhammad, he added nothing, he changed nothing. He is just following what it was before him. If this is coming from Muhammad, then we will understand why it's stupid. If it's coming from Allah, and Allah is God, then what is the excuse of Allah to be stupid? And I will show you why this ritual is very stupid. The picture you see in front of you, this is how the place where Muslims, they have to go and throw rocks. And those who die in the way, they are dying, they die because they were going to this place to throw rocks. Now, just to show you how stupid this idea is, first of all, Muslims believe that this place is the house of Satan. And this is the column of Satan. So you will see Abdul, he is standing 500 meters away, and he want to throw a rock all the way here. Do you think he can make it, or he will hit someone here, or maybe here? How many of you can throw a rock far away, especially if you are a woman, or an old man or old woman? How many of those people can get lucky and get to go in the edge here, so he can hurt no one? So the idea itself is stupid. Secondly, what the point of throwing rocks at what? At a column? And this is the house of Satan? Since when Satan have a house? And do you think that Satan is staying there now? You are throwing rocks there and you are hurting Satan? Are you seriously serious, Muslims? Like, do you really, you people, believe that Mr. Satan and his department, they are here? This is the trade center of Mr. Satan? This is the condominium of Mr. Satan. And you are coming all the way from China, and from Chechnya, and from Turkey, and from wherever, to throw rocks as Mr. Satan? I thought Satan is everywhere. No, 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 no. In Islam, the story is different. Satan and Allah have house in the same city. Because if you do not know, he live in the same city of Allah. There is, there are a few kilometers away between them. So, I come all the way to Mecca, and I go around the Kaaba, and I do those rituals, and I throw my rocks, and I kiss the black stone, and then Allah will be happy from me. So what Islam is for? What I pray for? I thought Islam is about believing in God and worshipping God, but suddenly I noticed that Islam is nothing but a ritual like a voodoo. We throw rocks at Satan, we go around the house, and we go kiss a black stone, and we do search ritual things. We wear a sheet showing our naked body, and Muslims, they say they are people who they are not allowed to show their body. They have to cover. And in case you do not know, in this crowd here, women and men are mixed. And you tell me, what does that mean? This is a very crazy crowd. Men, they can molest women easy. It's a place where people, they do theft, people do crime, people, they do molestation, and you cannot even notice who is touching you. And not only this, what Muslims have right now, this is the old stand for Satan. The Saudi, they change it. It's not there no more. What they have today? The Saudi, they took this old column, and because simply there's many conspiracy about this, why they change it. However, I don't go by this. I go that this column cannot handle all those rocks coming at him at the column, and will collapse. So they decide to replace it. As you see, it's made from normal rocks, easy to destroy. Everybody will throw rocks. Thousands of people throw, millions of people throw rocks. So it's going to be demolished. So they come with a new model. The new model is made from concrete. It's very big, so everybody can hit the wall easy. Because you should throw rocks until you should hit the wall. You see, it was tiny, small like this. Then they make it wide and big like that. And then, like, is that the house of Satan or the house of Saudi? Because obviously you are the one who built it. Like, who is the one who built this house anyway? They took this old column, they replaced it with concrete one, very huge, very big, so anybody can really hit it. And look how they changed the shape of the surrounding, because it used to be round and now became like a shape of an egg somehow. And now anyone can hit it easy. See, Islam is flexible, and this is a new wall. What this wall have to do with the old wall? Now, do you see what I'm talking about? What this wall have to do with the old wall? Nothing. Okay, question, Muslims. How come you change this? You don't change the Kaaba. Change the Kaaba. You know what? As long you can do that, then you can make many Kaaba. Make Kaaba in China. Make Kaaba in Chechnya. Make Kaaba in Istanbul. Make Kaaba everywhere. Why people need to go there? It's just a wall of concrete. And make wall like this in every city there too, and they can throw their rocks at them. It's a very stupid, dummy religion, and those Muslims, they have no brain. They follow blindly. Now, what people do not notice is the following. An additional proof that the Kaaba is not really, cannot be from God. Why? If you watch with me this video, you will find the following. you will see the Kaaba built in a very bad location where the flood always covered it. Question: Allah the Almighty God could not find better place where flood cannot even get close? Like this is a picture actually not long time ago. After all the oil of Saudi Arabia, still the flood can cover the Kaaba, cover everywhere. You see now this is the new building now after they became rich. This is after the oil revolution. And still they could not find a solution for the flooding. Why? Because Mecca located in a very bad location where it can be flooded very easy, and specifically the location of the Kaaba. So the question here, is Allah like an intelligent designer or he is a stupid designer? If I am an engineer and I build the Kaaba in such a place, I will get 0. This is a very bad design, because you have, before you build a building, you have to think of everything will happen in that location. And if you cannot maintain the security of the building, because remember, this building was not like this. This used to be built from very, desert material. There's no concrete. It's not that solid. It's very easy to destroy. There is no cement to hold the rocks to each other. So water will demolish this room. So how naive is the one who chose the location? He must be a very, very, very bad engineer who graduated from Somalia, mashallah. And as you see, this is many years, this is because in Saudi Arabia usually not too much rain. However, obviously, the Kaaba exists in a very bad location because it is like in the middle of a hole. You see, there is high areas around it, and the Kaaba is located down in the hole. So this is a very clear proof to that this can't be from God, because God is choosing his house in a very bad location where a flooding can come and the sewage can be mixed with the water and go inside his house. And then people, they die, and people, they are mixed with the dirty water, and they do not know what to do. So how come Allah make it in the wrong location, and why Allah don't protect his Kaaba from the destruction of the water? Obviously, this cannot be from God. This is just a pagan religion. And Muslims, they have to think about. I'm just giving you an idea. Just use your brain, and and see what the problem with this. Now, another issue. All of us, we saw the video. Maybe I don't know if you saw it or not. This is from the top of the roof when the Hujjaj, or those Muslims who go in there, they have this incident which happens in almost every year, either by burning. People are cooking, their tent is burned, and the fire spread all over because the tents are so close to each other. The number of people is so huge, 2 million people in a very tiny location. And then you have to maintain them, and you have to, and for those who do not know, the reason there is only 2 millions coming to Mecca, not because Muslims don't want to go, but because the Saudi government, this is why you see, here they start trying like savage people, as if they are coming to heaven. They go crazy, they open the door for them, and this is why many people get killed. But here you will notice that 2 millions are allowed to come to Saudi Arabia a year, or 2.5 million, because Mecca cannot handle more. Mecca cannot handle more. And this will raise another question. Is Allah a stupid God who do not know that this city cannot handle this? Why I'm asking people to come to Saudi Arabia, to Mecca, to a specific small tiny location, and then millions will be there where nobody can handle it. To the point they cannot host more than 2 millions. Now let me give you a calculation. Before I do that, I'm going to play the other video where many people, they die. This will not be a nice video. If you don't like to watch, please don't watch. But I would like to share this with you because it's very, very disgusting. And if I am a Muslim, I will leave Islam. This is the second when people, they start falling down and people step on each other. Look at this. Look at this, a disaster. I saw a woman. You see the woman? This is a woman, poor woman. She cannot even move. They step in each other. They cannot move. And then the one in the top of you, and this guy is beating this guy, and this guy is pushing this guy, and this guy is sleeping in the top of this woman. And this is how people die, you know? And you know, you can imagine this is in the heat. This is in the heat of Saudi Arabia. So here the question is, how stupid the designer of this religion to make millions come to a place to do what? To throw rocks? Like honestly, seriously, you want to throw rocks? You are coming here to want to throw rocks? That's it? Like Allah will not be satisfied unless you throw rocks at this place where the column is exist and you throw the rocks there? And 700 something die at least? So anyway, just to make it simple, we don't want to waste our time watching those videos. We feel sorry for those people, but you know what? They seek their death, not their salvation. It's a very stupid move of every Muslim. Think about it. What kind of God, in order to satisfy him, you have to fly to the end of the world. Those poor people, they spend their saving, their lifetime saving. Imagine someone who live in Bangladesh. This guy, in order to save $5,000, he have to work for the coming 15 years. And then he come here to spend it to get forgiveness from Allah. And then not necessarily you will go back alive. Imagine women and old women and old men, what will happen to them? Imagine the theft. By the way, Mecca is a very huge city for drugs. Drugs is a great business there. And not to mention prostitution and etc. However, here I want to ask a very serious question. I want people to think about it. Right now, Saudi Arabia is allowed in about 2 millions, maximum 2.5 million to go and do Hajj because they cannot handle more. They cannot what? Handle more. So the excuse is what? Mecca cannot host more. Thank you very much. According to Islam, you have to visit the Kaaba at least once in your lifetime. At least once. So we will go by once, not those who can afford it and go every year. Because if you can go every year, especially if you live in Saudi Arabia, nobody can stop you. If you live in Saudi Arabia, you can go every year because you do not need a visa. Saudi Arabia can control how many can come from abroad, but not from inside the country. So let us think about it. Muslims, they say there is 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion. If you live an average of 70 years of your life, and that is rare in Islamic countries, by the way, because most of Muslims, they die in very early age because they live in a very trashy, like let's say, there's no good health insurance, there's no good doctors, streets are dirty. Like very few countries, they have a very high quality between the Muslim countries like Emirat, etc. Those because of the oil and the richness. But the rest are living a very misery life. So most of Muslims, they live a very short time. So when you are 20 years old, they will not even give you a visa to go to Hajj. To go to Hajj, you have to be qualified, you have to be in a certain age. So let us say they start giving you visas, you are over 30, or let us say 25, and then you will live another 30 years. So within 30 years, you have to make it to the Hajj because it's a must to go. At least once, if your lifetime, it's called Umrah. The word Umrah coming from Umr, which means your age. So you do it once in your lifetime at least. So if we have 1.5 billion and we divide them to the 30 years of age, which is possible for us to go. And just to give it an exaggeration of numbers, which means I will make your lifetime extend. All right? I will say you will live for 80 years. And then they will not give you the visa unless you are 30 and above. And this means you have 50 years left. So if we have 1.5 billion and we divide it to 50, which is the possibility of your age, 50, you live 50 years. So because you will go once only, So how many, what that will do? That will be more than 30 millions they have to visit the Kaaba every year in order to make it work. Not to mention during the 50 years that the number of 1.5 billion is going almost to double. So it's going to be 3 billions. So by the end of the 50 years we will have a 3 billions, and that will make it 60 millions have to go to visit the Kaaba. But the Kaaba can take only 2 millions. Which means right now only 2 millions out of 28 million Muslims can do Hajj. The rest of those, from every 30 millions, only 2 millions can go, and the rest will never be able to do it in their lifetime. Never. That is very stupid religion. It's mean Allah did not do His calculation. It's not only the Kaaba doesn't fit, the city doesn't fit. It's impossible to do it. So He's asking you for requirement when it is impossible. Now ask yourself, why Allah don't say to you, you know what, you can go to the mosque in your city, and this is my Kaaba. Isn't it the house of God? Is every house? What's the point of this Kaaba? Obviously, as we said before, Muhammad, when he killed the Jews and the Christians in the city of Mecca, the city died. There's no business. So Muhammad, he changed. Muhammad, he used to pray to the direction of Jerusalem, never to Mecca. But when he have to make it, he have to. So he changed the direction of the prayer, and he changed everything about Islam to be attached to the Kaaba, the same as the old pagan Arabs, because it was the only solution, as Umar ibn Khattab advised him to do. It was for economic solution, have nothing to do with God, and those stupid, naive people, they are following blindly, and they think by coming here and throwing some rocks at a stupid column, is not even the old one, you know, they will be saved, and this is how they deny Satan, and this is how they can hurt Satan. And you know what? You are hurting Satan badly. Satan now is suffering badly, really. Like I am telling you. Like imagine Satan how much is getting hurt by you now. So I wanted to share this video because I believe it's extremely important. Allah, He chose wrong location because of the flooding. Allah chose wrong rituals because it's impossible to practice due to the number. Allah obviously do not know how big the number will be. He thought it's going to be the same as in the time of Muhammad, like 50 people around the Kaaba, and that's it. And he never thought the number will be big to the point it cannot be handled. So wrong location, wrong rituals, it doesn't make sense. It's a pagan thing, and you will be forgiven for being a good person, supposedly praying to Allah, not by throwing rocks and kissing a stone and going around the Kaaba. This is a madness religion, and we pray that Muslims will see the truth, and this is the truth, we share it with you. Christ is your only salvation, and me, the sinner who is not proud about his sin, I'm telling you about the truth. And may the Lord save us from our sin and from your stupidity. Thank you, and God bless you.